Hey guys, this is Shiro. Have you ever wanted to get into the Danganronpa franchise, but all the different series, games, manga and novels are confusing you? Or did you just recently stumble upon the Danganronpa 3 The End of Hope's Peak Academy anime and have no clue of what is going on? Well, look no further, Shiro-sensei is gonna tell you exactly what parts of the franchise there are and in which order you should experience them. To start things off, you should play the first Danganronpa game. The English localization was titled Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, and it's available on both the PS Vita and Steam, so pretty much everyone should be able to play it. If you can't afford it though, there are always the playthroughs of it that you can watch right here on YouTube. But now you might say,
"Hey Shiro, what about the first anime season?"
Well, if you already played the game, watching the anime will have no benefit for you whatsoever, except for seeing how the game was adapted. Content-wise, you won't learn anything new, and a lot of details were obviously scrapped from the anime adaptation due to time constraints. So it's entirely up to you to decide if you really want to watch it. The second thing you should do is to read the prequel novel Danganronpa Zero. It consists of two pretty short volumes, so it's not a tough read. But you won't really get most of what is going on in Danganronpa Zero if you haven't gotten into the franchise via the first game. So that is why I advise against reading the prequel before playing the first game. Let's continue in chronological order for now though. The next thing you should have a look at is Danganronpa Another Episode Ultra Despair Girls, or what is commonly called Danganronpa 1.5. It is a spin-off game for the PS Vita that is sadly not yet available on Steam at the time of this recording. Should it ever be made available on Steam, I'll leave an annotation here so you'll know about it. But do you really have to play a spin-off game? Until the Danganronpa 3 anime season was released, I would have said playing this or watching a playthrough of it is optional. All of that changed though, as a few of the characters in here will be of vital importance later on in the series, so if you really want to get into the franchise, you can't pass on this game. Talking about games, the next thing you should have a look at is Super Danganronpa 2. The English localization is titled Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair, and it is available on PS Vita and Steam, just like the first game. As always, if you can't afford the game, there are playthroughs of it on YouTube that you can check out that will sufficiently prepare you for what's next. Speaking of which, what is next is kind of the odd one out on this list. It's actually a manga. A manga that is still publishing as of the day of this recording. It's called Danganronpa Gaiden Killer Killer, and is a side story that so far hasn't really affected the main storyline of the franchise much. But knowing Kodaka, aka the mastermind behind Danganronpa, that can always change in the blink of an eye, so don't underestimate this entry just because it's not that big yet. Now, you might have been thinking that it's going to get easier seeing how there aren't that many things left in the franchise, but that isn't the case. You know that the Danganronpa 3 anime has two different arcs, right? The Future arc and the Despair arc. What you wanna do is watch the first episode of the Future arc and then switch over to watching as much of the Despair arc as there is as of the time you are watching this video. Maybe the series has already ended, which would be the perfect way to experience it. Before you're wondering about why you have to switch after the first episode of the Future arc, just go and do it. You'll see what I mean the moment you do so. It's definitely worth it. Now, after you're done with the Despair arc, go back to the Future arc and finish that. Easy as that. Are we finished yet? No, not really. After this, depending on if it has been released yet, go and play New Danganronpa V3 Everyone's New Semester of Killing, the newest game in the franchise. If you want to expand your horizons even beyond the main storyline and read some side stories, there are three different side story novel series. Danganronpa Kirigiri, Danganronpa Togami, and Ultra Despair Hagakure. Out of these, Hagakure has been completely translated, while Togami is still in the process of that. Kirigiri though has been on hiatus for some time, but you can find summaries about the volumes online if you know how to use Google. Besides these, there's also a what-if kind of story based on the first Danganronpa game called Danganronpa IF, which depicts another path the story could have tread, and there's also a short story called Makoto Naegi's Worst Day Ever, which is about how Naegi got enrolled in Hope's Peak to begin with. Because I know you guys and girls will sometimes be a little too lazy to look for the stories on this list, I'll just leave links to where you can read the most complete versions in the description below, so be sure to check that out. I hope this video helped you out and you enjoyed it. There will be a lot more Danganronpa videos coming on my channel. I'm currently working on a summary of the whole Danganronpa story, a video about Monokatoa that will pretty much blow your mind, and a funny Togami AMV, so look forward to that. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a thumbs up to keep me motivated, and leave a comment if you have any ideas for videos I should make. If I like your idea, I'll probably end up making it, so yes, you can make a difference. That's it for this time, so see you guys next time. Bye!